How do you survive working in a job you hate? Part 1. By thinking of the best ways to tell your boss that you quit. My favorite one is when my friend taps on my work window, calls me outside. There is a limo waiting with champagne, and he tells me he has won lotto and giving me $1 million. I walk back inside, get my bag, say, forget this place, and walk out. 911 dispatcher. The stress is literally killing me, but the insurance is the best in my state. Without it, as a single earner for a household of 6, I couldn't get by. I sacrifice for my family. This is one of the most real answers here. The insurance package is a make or break decision when looking at other job options. Keep it up, and I hope things get better for you. You have an important job and you help people more than you may ever know. I grew up in poverty, like no toilet paper or food in the house, often no electricity. My job pays well and allows me the stability of a good apartment and luxuries like internet and being able to buy the 48-pack of toilet paper from Costco. I never thought I would be able to shop at Costco. I don't live in extravagant lifestyle, but being able to buy new shoes when I need them or having well-stocked fridge is something I value above having a job I love. Truth, I personally have not lived in poverty but have observed it and been near poverty. It's nice to have food, a reliable car, and not have to stack rocks for $1 per day. If you can't find an equivalent job elsewhere and you're truly stuck, what worked for me during those years was immersing myself in a personal hobby only for me. Since my job included an ebb and flow of work, I read about my hobby in the few idle minutes at work. Pretty close to this for me. At my 20-year mark for pension, I started looking for another place to build another 20 years. I would lose 1/3 of my pay and 80% of my current insurance plan. Yeah, I'm better off stacking retirement where I started. Get out of there. Watched my wife power through 2 years at her old job that she could not stand. Found a new job that pays a lot less, but she is smiling when she comes home and not mad or sad about her day. Worth it. Couldn't agree more. Left the position with a failing company to get into a different field altogether, since several of my former employees had gone there. After 6 months, I realized that line of work really wasn't for me. Left, spent a month finding a new position and found one that pays me nearly as well as the original position, and I find that I actually enjoy what I do. For me, the pay cut was worth it to not be mentally exhausted every day out of sheer spite of the work. What jobs do you all of you people have that allow you to listen to podcasts and audiobooks? Office jobs? I've been able to do this at every desk job I've had. I spend about 10% of my day actually working, the rest of the time messing around on my phone, watching videos, or listening to music or podcasts. I don't. I die at the start of each dreadful workday, only to be reborn as a glorious phoenix. Work is more enjoyable as a mythical bird. Huh? So you died yesterday, huh? Yeah, still going to need you in on your pre-planned vacation days this weekend for overtime. There's no excuse to be late. I think the pay is really good and you're not going to find anything that pays half as well. That is my situation. The pay is quite good, the job is quite boring, mundane, poor status, and no opportunity for growth. Other professionals look down on me, but realistically, I can't make this money more anything else. So keep my head down and try and ignore the pity and condensation from my colleagues. The pay is good. I listen to music all day, finagled a work from home 2 days a week schedule, and stopped worrying about meeting ridiculous deadlines that aren't of my doing. I just show up, do the work assigned to me, and avoid interaction with co-workers as much as possible. I avoid my co-workers like the plague. The job is great, but the politics are dumb. Go to work, don't care, go home. Been doing it for 7 years. The key here is to give your job enough effort that it looks like something is being accomplished. Every day I draw a 4x4 grid on a blank piece of paper, 16 boxes total. Every half an hour I put a tick in a box. After I put the last tick in the last box, I go home. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I enter in what time I showed up and it tells me what percentage of the day is left. On super slow days, I make all sorts of funny charts and graphs. My job consists of making pizza, a lot of pizza. I survived by eating pizza, a lot of pizza. And you will die from eating a lot of pizza. The domino of life. Think of the money, plan lots of holidays. But I hate my job as a travel agent. Spend all your free time at work looking for another job. Just knowing that you are setting a change into motion will boost your spirits, and eventually you'll find another job that you hopefully don't hate. This is what I've been trying to do. Unfortunately, I've been trying so long that it's no longer lifts my spirits at all. I'm very serious considered abandoning my field and getting into something totally unrelated, like patient transport at a hospital or something. It honestly wouldn't be that much of a pay cut for me in my area. TBH Reddit, if it weren't for Reddit, I wouldn't be able to get through the day. I can talk to co-workers or browse other sites. But Reddit has a variety of interesting contents that keeps me interested for long shifts. But in the long term, you would seriously want to work on improving yourself, both internally and outside of the company. Either find ways to move up to better job opportunities or look elsewhere that suits you better. Even it is only slightly better. A new work environment is refreshing, and it's practice for looking for a much better job in the future. They blocked Reddit at my work. Now I have to use my data to browse. Totally worth it though. I remind myself that I have to get the money to pay my psychiatric bill somewhere, so it might as well be the place that causes me to see the psychiatrist. I wish I could afford to quit my job, but I need to afford the coffee. I drink to stay awake for my night job. I break life down into 5 categories, and if I'm developing in 2 or more of these categories, then I consider myself to be succeeding. Financial, romantic, health, social, professional. At the moment, I'm not developing in my job, and I hate it, but it means that I am doing okay financially and socially, which is enough for me right now. I truthfully wish I did not read this comment because I'm not doing so well in all 5 of those categories. Headphones. Stick them in your ears, plug it into your iPod or phone or whatever, and let your music shut out the world for 8 hours. Also, bring a spare music player plus charger so you don't get caught out with a flat battery. I would love to, but I work in a call center. Preparing for the next better job. If you have hope for a brighter tomorrow, you can fight through it. Don't give up. If you have hope for a brighter tomorrow, you can fight through it. Don't give up. I feel like this applies to life in general. Focus on the positives, if there are any. Friends at work if you hate the work itself. The work if you don't like the people. The money if it's good and you don't like either. If you hate the work, the people, and you don't get paid decently, then I would seriously consider a move. Even one that is lateral or a bit of a demotion, if you can get one of those things fixed. I know, looking for a job is awful, but after doing it many times, I have come to feel that looking for a job is like being single when you're in a couple. People dread it, but it's actually fun once you get into your lifestyle. The worst part is just the transition. Don't get trapped in a just not good enough job. You can get out of the same way people get stuck in those types of relationships, but telling themselves, well, it's better than being single. It really isn't. Yeah, I work a job that's really boring and low paid, but the people I work with are nice. My boss is kind and we get small perks like beer at the end of the day on Friday, breakfast on Monday and things like that. I'm also done with work at 5:30 every day, and so I have lots of time for other things I enjoy, which is totally new to me. The job is just a mess to an end. If I start thinking about my qualifications and experience, it can be depressing, but it's not all bad. To be honest, it depends on what kind of job you've got. One thing is to make sure not to give it your everything. What that means can differ from job to job. Don't let it exhaust you so that you can enjoy your time outside of your job. Set your mind to, this is just a job. I do this to earn money so that I can live. I do not live for this job alone. I am one of those people that goes above and beyond, and I didn't give it my all yesterday, and I can confirm this does help. I work in a call center and care about every little detail usually. Right now, I just tune it all out. The nagging co-workers, the radio that plays the bad radio station all day long, working in a trance-like state, focusing on the work itself that isn't everything useful to the world but gets the bills paid. On days the boss isn't here, I put in earbuds. The rest of the time I just listen to a good song before I go inside, so it's stuck in my head all day. That way I don't have to listen to the terrible songs, irritating co-workers, or incompetent bosses. And now I only have 45 minutes left today and I'm home free, ready to waste my night cooking food, playing games with my friends online, and fall asleep, ready to do it all over again. The terrible music is what's been driving me the most crazy lately. Like, do we really need to listen to top 40 all day long? Was it necessary to listen to Christmas music for a month and a half? By remembering how it felt to be out of options, out of money, with no place to live, disappointed everyone you care about, and most of all, yourself. And suddenly it does not feel so bad anymore to work that terrible job because it is infinitely better than the alternative. Yep, after prolonged unemployment, anything that keeps me in an apartment, not having to borrow money from my parents and crying myself to sleep every night feels like a major step up. Been doing it wrong for years. Just try to never think further ahead than today. Survive this one day, go home and pray the place will burn down or you'll win the lottery. Repeat until retirement. Only 36 more years to go. Inquire how much money do I left on my deposit account and how much do I have to pay for my credit card. And after doing these, calculate how much money can I get per second. Then I can sit there with joy, imagining those cents keep coming into my account and accumulate. Before taxes, I would make 0.004 cents per second. I wait 2.5 seconds for a cent, then every 7.5 seconds, a guy in a suit takes more.